Hi everybody, my name is Kendra Martinez, and today I wanted to talk about the gendered body and how it affects sorority women. Let's talk about the stereotypes and how they affect the Greek community as a whole. I want to start off by saying women come in all shapes and sizes as well as colors. This is the same for sorority women. I want to give a definition of what social construct means just because I'm going to use that term a couple times in this video. So the definition that I found that sounds very explanatory to all kinds of people would be a social mechanism, phenomenon, or category created and developed by society, a perception of an individual, group, or idea that is constructed through cultural or social practice. I found a quote from Judith Lorber and Patricia Yancey Martin in the article The Socially Constructed. The quote is, "But when we ask which women's and men's bodies are beautiful, or what are the physical capacities of human men and women in physical, labor, and sports, we are asking questions about social practices and judgments that vary by culture and ethnicity, time and place, and are different for the rich and the poor." This is the statement that really ties into stereotypes for every woman. To make it relevant for sorority women, it's a bit more narrow-minded. What is considered beautiful of a sorority woman is to be thin, blonde hair with big boobs. She needs to be smart, but not too smart that it could potentially take away from her looks. Sorority women are there to be seen, not heard. These are just a few of the concepts that I have come across being a sorority woman myself. I currently have run into some acne on my face, as you might be able to tell. It's a little bit there. And I work extra hard every day to make sure it's covered up. The reason I'm telling you this is to explain where these stereotypes and how it affects women and what they do to try to be considered that beautiful and the stereotype. And so I have this cloud over my head that says the acne will make me ugly and no one will like me for it. And what my sorority has told me, and what all sororities tell us, is that we don't represent ourselves, we represent our entire sorority and the community as a whole. And what society has basically done with this is they've created that idea. It's supposed to be positive, but they've changed it into the idea that women have to be beautiful and they have to represent the entire sorority as beautiful, because that's what we're supposed to be seen as, which isn't the truth. In the article, The Performativity of Disgust, they talk about what disgust means and how it is related to the body. This is why I brought up my acne. It is one part of my body, like many others, that I feel people and myself find disgusting. What the article describes as disgust and what disgusting means is dirty and gross. And one of the quotes that really stuck out to me was, "It imposes itself upon us. We find it hard not to sneak a second look, or less voluntarily, we find our eyes doing double takes at the very things that disgust us." And that's how I feel about my acne, and how I feel that people portray, sorority women, that either there's something that they do, they will find it disgusting, and that they are creating this negative opinion of women because sorority women are disgusting. Well, I don't find that to be true. Another stereotype sorority women have is that they are all white, especially in the Panhellenic community. This is the organization that is in charge of certain chapters. There are other organizations, such as the Multicultural Organization, as well as the National Association for Latino Fraternal Organizations Council. These organizations are where people of color typically go because they feel they aren't allowed or wanted within the Panhellenic community. The intersections of racism and sexism, known as misogynoir, make it impossible for black girls to appeal to the standards white supremacy has set for us, no matter how we dress or act. The statement was made by Gordon in the article, "The Right to be a Black Girl." I want to discuss this aspect because I want to debunk it. It is the same idea as gender being a social construction. Society has created this thought that women of color can't be a part of our sororities. And by our sororities, I mean the Panhellenic community. I want to say on behalf of the Panhellenic community that everyone is accepted. We do not discriminate. We don't decide that because you are a woman of color, you're not worth as much as anyone else. Not true. At this point, I wanted to show you all what my sorority looks like and to explain where I'm coming from with the diversity and how I want everyone to realize that we aren't the stereotype. As you can tell, we all aren't blonde with blue eyes and a thin body. We come in all different shapes and sizes, and we truly pride ourselves on being diverse in all aspects of life. So there's the picture, so you get a view of what we are. Enjoy! Another aspect I want to talk about for sorority women is sexuality. There's been a change in women's sexuality ever since the sexual revolution, where women have become more in charge of their bodies and in charge of what they choose to do with them, whether that be sexually promiscuous or completely abstinent, or they decide that they have the right to be on birth control or even have an abortion. That's become completely normal for people and women to be in control of that. Well, as a sorority woman, you are automatically put in the spotlight where a lot of people assume that you're a slut and or you're sexually promiscuous because you hang out with fraternal men or you're constantly around all kinds of men. That's not true. We are just as equal as every other woman, and we want to be treated that way. And unfortunately, society has put us into this box that we have to be this certain person. And so the reason I chose to talk about sorority women and how they are included in everything that we're learning is because it's very near and dear to my heart. I personally am constantly talking about how I'm part of a sorority and how it's really a good thing, but yet society has decided to create this negative view and opinion, and I really don't want people to see it as that. I want everyone to see that we are just women trying to be equals, and we're doing good things in life, and there's more to us than just our faces, which is what everyone just ends up seeing. And no, we aren't all about parties, if that's what everyone seems to think we are. We as a whole really strive to have great GPAs. We are told by our Panhellenic community that we want to uphold the minimum GPA of 3.14, and all sorority women together have collectively done just that, and so that really explains where we come from and how we are smart women. And what I said earlier about how sorority women are stereotypically there to be looked at, not heard, is extremely harsh, and that's why I want to talk about this, is that we really want to be heard. My sorority had a member last year who was the USG president, so that tells you where these women come from. They're good individuals. They don't deserve the stereotypes that are pressed upon them. They really try to be the best they can be, and they have the entire great community behind them because they know that having one stand up and be the best they can looks good for everyone else, because she's our voice, because we aren't heard. We are part of Philos, so we raise a lot of money for all kinds of different organizations. This past year, we participated in Greek Week, which we raised money for the Valley of the Sun to feed a ton of children. We raised a lot of money for them, and that's what the Greek community is about. It shouldn't be about gender and sexuality. It's about people and how they're trying to do good in life, and to put them down because it's a group of pretty women is ridiculous and quite ignorant, to be honest. This brings my entire whole project to an end. I hope I don't offend anybody by anything I say. I just want to stand up for women in general, and especially sorority women, because not a lot of people stand up for us. we have to stand up for ourselves. Thanks for watching and have a good day.